Hello, good afternoon, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I think I've been consistent for a few weeks, right? Going live on a Monday. Hello, my name is Lucy Davis, and it's absolutely amazing to have you guys with me on this very powerful Monday, the 22nd of September. Now, you guys know that the twos are very important to me, and so today is going to be an extremely powerful day all around. Now, I've actually been talking to a couple of my gorgeous girls in the chat on YouTube before I came on live, and they were saying about how powerful my Instagram live was this morning. Hi, Amy, babe. I hope you're well. I completely forgot that I even did an Instagram live this morning. So, but as soon as the beautiful Leanne told me what it was about, I remembered so deeply as to what I was talking about. So if you guys are not on my Instagram channel, please do head over. The channel is exactly the same name as on here. It is Lucy Davis 2222. And I've got 3 pinned posts at the top. So the one after that, the pinned posts are one of the really powerful energy work that I've done before. One's very informative around cancer. And then there's another one I don't remember. So apologies about that. But then the next one in the on my grid is around what I did this morning, which is around me being super, super content. And what is fascinating is I said to the girls, I don't even remember what I spoke about. And Leanne said, oh, it was around contentment. And as soon as she said that, I was like, wow. Now, I did that live at about 8:30 this morning, and I'm coming to you now at 5 p.m. UK time here. And what's fascinating is, okay, I have been very busy with work. Monday is my busiest day of the week, and I love it. I literally love it. And I have had to have some really powerful conversations with people today. I have had a very, very dear friend reach out to me who's just been diagnosed with something very serious. And so I've been helping him today get sorted and with the energetics around that. And so much has happened, and this is why I'm so grateful to Kerry and Leanne for talking to me about this live this morning, because even though today has been a heavy day, I've been talking about cancer, I've been talking about all sorts of different things today, and I still have that total contentment, even though, and I think this is what I was talking about on the live earlier, even though that it hasn't been perfect, I still feel 100% content. And I still feel very, very grateful that I am somebody that people who have known me or you guys that know me from social media or whatever can come to me and say, hey, I have this problem. What do I do about it? And I just want to say thank you to everybody out there right now. Because every single one of you, without knowing, will be that person to somebody. Whether it's your grandchildren, whether it's your daughter, whether it's your son, whether it's your partner, every single one of you. And let me know in the comments if this resonates with you. All of us have one person that we can go to and speak to, don't we? We might have this person to speak to about this and this person to speak to about that. It might not just be a one size fits all, but I actually feel very grateful that all sorts of different people that have met me, have crossed my paths over the years, feel comfortable enough to reach out to me and say, hey, Lucy, I need your help. And you guys are this person. You guys are the linchpin for somebody. You guys give people peace. And what a beautiful gift that we can all lean into and we can all embrace, knowing that we are giving people peace and they are giving us peace. And between us all, we're reaching that place of contentment, even when the shit is hitting the fan, ladies and gents. And like I say, today, the royal proverbial shit has been hitting the fan with people around me, on top of it being the busiest day. So there has been every sign and every signal and every reason for me to lose that contentment. And when the girls were talking to me about it just before this video, I wasn't like, oh my God, this is awful, I've got out of that space. I was like, oh my goodness gracious me. I still feel that, even though today has been probably one that I wouldn't really want to repeat again in a hurry. Does that make sense to you guys? I know this is a complete tangent to what we're supposed to be talking about today, but I hope this makes a little bit of sense. So today we are going to be talking about why your inner child still runs your life. How many of you have a day like I've had today and your inner child has a tantrum? Your inner child says, this is not fair. I'm supposed to be having fun and I'm supposed to be laughing and I'm supposed to be, wah, 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 why? I just want to let you guys know, if that is the case with you and in your life, it's very normal. It's very rare that the human being can go through a traumatic event, somebody that you love, somebody that you care about, being sick, for example, and you don't get into a space of, well, why is this happening? It's very rare that that takes place. So if you can continue to be like, okay, there's stuff that needs to be done here, and okay, I don't feel happy and I don't feel comfortable with this, but I'm still aligned and I'm still content and I'm still going to be as peaceful as I possibly can whilst getting shit done. I just want to celebrate you guys, because I am open enough to say that sometimes when the proverbial stuff hits the fan, I still get out of whack. I'm very good with health. I'm very good with my family. I'm very good with all sorts of different things. When it comes to matters of the heart and I feel threatened, like I'm going to get hurt, that's when I can still have that childlike reaction of, this is going to hurt me. I need to run. I need to push you away, or whatever it is that the default thing is. Guys, can you just let me know in the chats, especially on Facebook, if this is making sense to you? Are you keeping up? Are you happy with what I'm talking about? Are you resonating on some sort of level with what I am saying here? Can you recognize in yourself where you get these little moments or these little blips of, why is this happening to me? Or maybe you step into victimhood, or maybe you step into, a little bit of like, why is that person better than me? Or why does that person get all the luck and I get all of the far from luck? Thank you, Derek. I really appreciate that. So today, babes, what we're going to basically be talking about is exactly this topic. It's very important that we are honest with ourselves today. Are you guys good with being honest with yourselves today? Are you guys really good with leaning into maybe triggering ourselves today, maybe feeling a little bit uncomfortable with some home truths today? Are we okay with this? I am. I'm going to be honest with you today. I'm going to have some home truths today. I'm going to call myself out on stuff today. So the reason I picked this topic is, there's two different reasons why I picked this topic today, because actually next week I'm going to be talking about responsibilities that we like, micro responsibility that we have for ourselves. Okay, so I'm kind of like throwing this into the mix so that we can continue on with like taking responsibility, like micro responsibilities for ourselves. Okay, so why am I doing this topic today? First and foremost, we are in a very powerful energetic period. I don't know if you've realized, but we've just had lunar eclipse, partial solar eclipse. We've got the equinox today. Sorry, forgot to say it at the beginning, guys. Happy equinox to you all. Like, we are in this massive energetic, powerful window, and it's like, ditch this, release this. That's no longer serving you. Get it away from me. Declutter, get rid, remove. We're really in that period of time, aren't we? And the reason we resist this, the reason we cling on for dear life, is because our inner child wants to feel heard, wants to feel seen, wants to be needed, and we cling on to things as if our life depends on it. So that's one thing. Obviously, the energies are really supporting us right now. The other reason for me doing this today is I am doing a massively powerful breath work, meditation, and healing session on the inner child on Wednesday, so in 2 days' time. Now, the beautiful Leanne sent me an email earlier. Leanne's based in America and she is going to be working at the time when I'm going to be running this. And she said, Lucy, I really, really would like to do the session. The issue that I've got is I'm at work. So what I said is, every single person that buys a ticket is going to get a copy of it sent to their inbox. This is very standard for my online events. So if you have been putting off getting a ticket because you're like, oh, I'm not going to be able to be there live, it's very normal. Lots of people can't attend live. There is no judgment if you can't be there. I'm going to be doing my thing and you will get the exact same result even if you are not there online. So this today is a powerful introduction to your inner child, to the kind of gold that you can find from your inner child. And then we're going to do the massive, deep healing and release work on Wednesday. Okay. This video on its own, absolutely free, will help you no end. Okay, I'm just saying, if you want to join us for a very, very deep, powerful healing session on Wednesday, get my days mixed up here. It's 2 hours. I think the tickets are £44, so you can come along and do that. Okay. So let's have a little look at inner child, right? Because everybody, I don't know about you guys, but I feel like everybody talks about the inner child. And this is why I actually stop quite often, because I'm like, oh, everyone's beating that drum. I kind of want to talk about something different. I kind of like to do different things to other people. However, I think it's really important that we recognize inner child healing, almost like coming back home to the parts of you that still need love, safety, and acceptance. Now, in intimate relationships, I use the word safety a lot. I feel love. I embrace love. I give love. I accept. However, the thing that still triggers me is if I do not feel safe. If I feel like somebody's going to hurt me on a level, whatever that may look and feel like, that's where I get triggered. That's where I want to run, or one of my emotional trauma responses kicks in. Okay. I never go, oh my gosh, this is really hurting me. Oh, actually, that's not true. I have said that many times, but I'm just going to kind of go a little bit more on the extreme side of things just for the sake of this video. Okay. So yes, I can have that conversation, but like when I feel hurt, if somebody's really, really, in my opinion, not allowing me to feel safe or stripping my safety from me, the default reaction is, rather than to say, hey, I'm hurting and be vulnerable, it's bring the armor up, put the boxing gloves on, let's go to war. Let me know by smashing the love heart or popping a heart in the comments on YouTube or Facebook so that you resonate with that. If you feel, and it might not be because of hurt, it might be because of something else, but if your default reaction is, rather than to go vulnerable and share, is to actually prepare yourself for battle, please let me know in the chat, because this is, thank you, Rosie. So Rosie, babe, it's not always the case, right? We don't always do this, but sometimes this is the way that we act. It's almost like somebody can come and dump the biggest issue on my plate and I'm okay with it. But as soon as it is something directed at me and I don't feel safe, I'm like, come on then, let's go to war. And I feel, ladies and gents, this is the most important piece of inner child healing. We have to acknowledge who we are. And this is why I will never sit here and be like, I'm perfect. I don't react. I don't get angry. I don't get upset. I don't do this, because it would be a lie. And as I said to you guys on Instagram this morning, like, I'm here to be real with you. I don't care if you guys think that I'm weak. I don't care if you guys think she should have her shit together the amount of time she's been on this journey. My job is to turn up here and be real and be authentic and let you know that 100% I mess up too. Because I do. And there are so many people out there that truly believe, because you are a teacher, or because you are a coach, or because you are a therapist, or because you are spiritual, You shouldn't tell people where to go. You should be able to keep calm. You should be this and you should be that. And actually, this is not the case at all. Every single one of us are human beings living the human experience, and premised off of what we have been through our whole existence, not just yesterday and the day before. What we're doing is every time we have that reaction come up in us again, we're going back to the first time it took place. And normally that's 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 years ago. And this is where we have to be honest with ourselves and say, as much as, yes, I've dealt with my parents' divorce, as soon as that emotion comes up, where to do with my parents' divorce, or, my parents' divorce links me to my sister's drug addiction when she told me about that. Like, I have these reactions that take place in my body. Now, more often than not, I can get them, I can understand them, I can work with them. But every now and again, one of those things will come up and it will get the better of me. Let me know in the chat if this is you. Let me know in the chat if, honestly, this is where you are at. Okay, so Rosie's put, yes, that's what my niece said the other day. Wow, for someone who teaches yoga and healing Reiki, you fly off the handle quick. And that's the biggest trigger of all, Rosie, isn't it? When somebody says to you, oh, you don't have your stuff together, it's like, hey, hang on a minute, I'm a human being too. Love this. So Anne's absolutely resonating. Sending love back to you too, my sweetheart. Guys, thank you for contributing. I much prefer doing these videos, doing these lives, when we can come together and there's a really interactive behavior between us, because it's all good and well me sat here sharing with you guys. But unless you guys go, oh, right, okay, yes, this is resonating, this is not resonating, I've got questions, and you ask those questions, obviously that's how we really do the deep healing work. The worst thing that a man can say to a woman is, it's your hormones, right? And when somebody says it's your hormones, you may as well say, you fly off the handle quickly. Isn't that right, ladies? And likewise, gents, I'm sure there are some trigger things that us girls do to you that really trigger you. And this is the whole point of why I want to talk about this. These triggers come from when we're young. Every single one of us has a little girl or a little boy inside of us. Whatever sex you are, you have either a little girl or a little boy inside of you. That's the reality of it. And that little girl or that little boy is attempting to protect you from everything hurting you in the future, because when they were younger, when they were in charge, they got hurt. So now what they do is they trigger these responses within you, and they trigger you to behave in a certain way. So I'm going to ask this question. How many of you are what I call runners? So something happens and you run away from it. You close it down, you go silent, whatever, but that's your thing. You run away. How many of you are ones that just get really emotional, you cry, or maybe you're somebody who wants to sit there and fight it out, like I was saying earlier? I want you to be clear, which one are you? Are you one of the runners, or are you one of the what I would call so runners I call avoidance, and the people that kind of stay and cling on a little bit and try and put things right are the anxious. So let me know, avoidant or anxious. That's what I want you to do. Don't get caught up in the words going, I'm not anxious, I'm not avoidant. Just let me know. If you are a runner, you're avoidant. If you are somebody who goes silent, you're an avoidant. If you are an anxious, it might be like, I'm going to cry, I'm going to cling on, I'm going to try and put it right. Those kind of things. Okay, so Lisa is a runner, Heather is a runner, Kerry's avoidant. Love this for you. Right, hopefully this is triggering some stuff in you, okay? And this will really, really help you. Anxious and a fighter. Love that for you, Rosie. You are a bit of both, my girl. I love that for you. Runner and get silent. Yeah, that's absolutely fine, Veronica. So that is avoidant, okay? And Leanne, absolutely normal. Absolutely normal. So there are avoidant, anxious avoidance, there are avoidance, there are anxious, there's secure, there's all sorts of different things, okay? But what this is basically showing us is the emotional style that we have learned from being a child. Okay, now I do not want all of you getting in your heads now going, oh my God, what have I done to my children? That's not what this is about. What's very, very important here is that we take ownership for ourselves, because if we take ownership for ourselves, then everybody around us can heal and can change. My self-love club program proves this every single time. We have people going through the program and they go, my son has stopped taking drugs. My daughter has become this, my so-and-so. And it is like wild, like absolutely wild what can take place. So I've just got to go to one of the comments on Facebook. So Angela has said, previously avoidant, now anxious. This is amazing. So Angela, what's fascinating is I was always an avoidant. Every now and again, I can switch into that anxious and I want to cling on and I want to hold tight. So I absolutely really love the fact that you have been so clear with yourself that you're like, actually, do you know what? This was me, but now this is me. And you may realize that as you go through your healing journey, because obviously I know what you're going through this year, you might find that you're flipping from anxious to avoidant consistently. Okay. Like I say, ladies and gents, I will never sit here and say to you, I'm this and I'm that, when it's utter bullshit. I run. Even to this day now, I run. There are many people out there that would absolutely validate that and verify that. I run when things get too much. I still have it in me to run. I don't judge myself on that. I have to just sit with my little girl and say, hey, babe, I know you've learned this from such a young age. You don't need to run anymore. I've got this. Doesn't mean that initial reaction doesn't take place. And this is what I want to get to you guys. Okay. It's about having consciousness on our behaviors. It's about recognizing how things show up and how we are working, because when we acknowledge how we work and the way that we process things, that's when we can make the big changes. Is this making sense to you guys? Please give me a big thumbs up or a big heck yes or whatever. I was going to say the F-bomb, but I'm actually going to I'm going to curb my language today, ladies and gents. So let's talk about it. What is the inner child? The inner child is the subconscious imprints from our childhood that show up in adulthood. So, like I was saying a moment ago, I learned from a very young age to run. I'll never forget the day, and I've said this story a million times. My dad told me in different words that he had cheated on my mum. And I was 7 or 8 years of age at the time. As soon as I got back to my house, where my mum lived and my sister was, I ran through the kitchen, very dramatic, crying, ran upstairs, slammed my bedroom door and sat with my back against it. And my mum was trying to coax me out of that bedroom. She was talking to me through the door for absolutely ages. And all I did was just cry, and I just kept the door shut. That's how I learned to cope and soothe myself, by running. So it's really important that we get these memos. Now, if you're like, well, I never had a situation like that, trust me, it doesn't need to be so dramatic as I've just explained. I was that child. I learned it was easier for me to run and process my emotions on my own than saying, Dad, you've hurt me. Mum, why is this happening? I learned that. So I do not judge myself in adulthood when I fly off the handle or when I run away, because I'm like, wow, my little girl is just showing me she needs more work. She needs more love. She needs to feel more safe. And like I say to you, it's 99 times out of 100, it will be when I do not feel safe. I feel threatened. But rather than saying, hey, I feel threatened, that's when the behaviors will kick in. Let me know if this is making sense to you guys. Please, I'm sharing my bits. I need you to put it into the context of the way that your life has been, okay? Now, every single imprint that we have from childhood that shows up in our adulthood links to our nervous system. So what happens is we go into fight mode, we go into flight mode, we go into freeze mode, and we go into fawn mode. Okay, I want you guys to just feel that and be like, wow, even as I said those words, I had goosebumps all over me. Gabs, that is absolutely amazing that you have recognized that today you wanted to feel like running. Bring that on Wednesday. I think it's Wednesday, or is it tomorrow? Wednesday. No, tomorrow. I think it's tomorrow. bring it anyway. Whenever I'm speaking to you, bring it to that session, because it's really important that we get it. Good. I'm glad this is resonating with you guys. It's very important. So how does the inner child show up in adulthood? Like, how does it show up in real life? Struggling with boundaries. How many of you in your life have set a beautiful, healthy boundary and someone's gone, I ain't listening to that. And then you've gone, oh, okay, maybe the boundary was too much. Maybe this, maybe that. And then you've really kind of struggled. Or maybe you're someone who just has never set a boundary. I'm quite good at setting boundaries. It's only in intimate relationships that I tend to not be able to maintain the boundaries, which is something that I am actively working on. And that is absolutely deep rooted in me. Can't blame the other person. It's me. Okay. It's down to me to absolutely maintain my standards, whether that anybody agrees with them or not. If they're your standards, they're your standards. End of freaking story. Okay. Another way it shows up is people pleasing. Hands up to all the people pleasers. Hands up to all the people pleasers. I want to see all of your hands up. How many of us have done something because we just want to keep the other person happy? Or maybe we literally just want an easy life, right? How many of you just go, I'm not even going to say anything on this because I just can't be arsed with the hassle, right? I'm glad all your hands are up. I hope you're all nodding at the computer screen, giving me a wave as if we're in a room together and I could literally just, oh yeah, there they are, hands up. How many of you self-criticize? How many of you self-criticize? How many of you have low self-worth? And you literally just berate yourself and you put yourself down and you blame other people for doing that. But actually, it's not them, it's you. It's literally just you because of your old programming, because your mum didn't love you or your dad didn't love you or you didn't get enough attention or whatever it was. Whatever it was that took that self-worth from you, but the person in front of you is the absolute reason. Oh God, I'm hitting a nerve with some of you, right? Wowzers, it's all going on here, right? I just want to go back to the comments because I think there's been some really great comments on here. So I do have boundaries now, previously had none through fear of rejection. So better not go there. Waving out in public, people are wondering what I'm doing. I love that for you, babe. I absolutely love that for you. Been a major people pleaser and not good with boundaries, but really setting them these last few months and feeling good for it. Amazing, Helen. I love that for you. If you haven't watched my boundaries as biology boundaries as biology from last week, go check it out. Very, very powerful, babe. It will really help with that as well. Saturday was the first time I realized I was a people pleaser. I just thought I was being nice. Wow, how many of you have thought you're being nice but you're just sacrificing yourself, right? Literally sacrificing yourself, sacrificing your sanity. I'm going to take a deep breath before this last one. And I suggest you guys do too. How many of you fear rejection? How many of you have that deep fear of rejection? What if this person leaves me? What if this person doesn't love me as much as I love them? What if this person is going to leave me because I say the wrong thing or I do the wrong thing or I don't do what they want me to do? It's absolutely scary as heck, the fear of rejection, right? Absolutely scary. For donkey's years, I thought I had an abandonment wound, and actually it was rejection. It is so important that we recognize this is 100% premised off of our little child within, because they didn't get what they needed to get to feel as if they were worthy. And let's put our hands up and be really honest here. How many of us have sacrificed something absolutely amazing because we were worried that they were going to reject us, or they were going to leave us, or they were going to hurt us, or something like that? I want you guys to be really honest. I'm not expecting you to be honest with me and tell me here if you want to, please. That's perfect. You're putting out the imprint that this is where it's going to stop. But I am being honest with you. I have sabotaged things because I have been scared of being hurt, or I have been scared of being rejected, or I've been scared of being left. And I think it's very, very important. I would rather sabotage it before they sabotage it. How does that sound with some of you guys? How many of you would rather end it and run before they end it and run, or whatever it is, right? Yes, absolutely. Gosh, we're a load of hot messes on here, aren't we, guys? Absolute hot messes, the lot of us. But we're honest hot messes, and that's what I love about my community. I do think that my community is the most honest, the most authentic, the most real, and this is where it has to stop. Okay, it is so important. I love that. Justina's saying on YouTube, my arm is getting tired because she's constantly got her arm in the air, agreeing with the things that I'm talking about. I love that for you, Justina. I absolutely love that. That's brilliant. I love it when people make comments that I'm just like, brilliant. That's the kind of comment that I would make as well if I was in a room with somebody. So let's look at why it's important to look at our inner child. So our unhealed inner child is literally us living in loops. We live in patterns of relationships, our health, money, self-worth, and everything else in between. Because of what I do for a living, obviously you guys know I coach people to become the best version that they can possibly be. I notice patterns to the point of destruction in other people's lives. I just want to make that very, very clear. I can notice a pattern in somebody that they literally cannot see in themselves. It is scary. People will share things with me, and any of my clients will vouch for this. You only need to spend maybe 10, 15 minutes on the phone with me, and I will see a pattern and I will help you identify it and I will bring it to the surface. And I want you guys to know this is not odd. This is normal. There is maybe, I always say, yeah, God help you. I absolutely agree. You should be saying that, Gabs. Absolutely right now, my darling. So I would be bold enough to say, and I've said this for many, many years now, there is probably 4, maximum 5 continuous loops that we live in, but we think it's lots of different things. We think it's lots of, because it's different people and it's different places and it shows up in different colors and forms and all the rest of it. We think that it's a different thing, but it actually isn't. We literally have certain loops and we just go round and round and round and round until we get to the point where we are completely honest and we go, shit, this is a pattern. This is where I have to change. This is where I have to do something different, or I'm going to continue in this cycle. So when we look at healing, we can create safety in the body. So if you go back to last week's video, you will be able to see that how boundaries can help you get that safety in the body. I had no boundaries, which is why my body was so physically poorly. Now I have boundaries. Don't get me wrong, they get tested all the freaking time. So I'm not even going to say that they don't, but I have boundaries, which is how my health has gone from super sick to very well, very healthy, functioning better than it should be functioning because of boundaries. Because I've basically said no more am I going to be people pleasing. No more am I going to sacrifice my standards. No more am I going to do certain things. Okay. And this is why any of you that do work with me, you know that boundaries are a massive thing. Everyone calls me the boundary queen. And I'm sure certain people in my life think that I've got way too many boundaries. But the thing is, having no boundaries nearly killed me. And this is what a lot of those people anyway, don't realize. Healing creates empowerment. It empowers you to choose differently. It empowers you. I actually had a very powerful conversation over the weekend, actually, and someone in my world, I'm not going to give away who it is, but someone in my world reverted to an old pattern of sabotage over the weekend, and they really beat themselves up about it. And so the questions that I asked them is, like, why are you beating yourself up about a choice that you made? Like, literally, you made a choice. Well, I didn't want to make that choice. Okay, so why did you make that choice? Because we've got to take ownership. You can't just say, oh, it just happened. No, you consciously chose to do it. So during this discussion, actually, what came out was the literal gold that this person now knows that they literally cannot make that choice ever again. So powerful. So the person went from being really down in the dumps to feeling super empowered. Super empowered. And that's my job, you know. It's about holding space for you. I'm going to let you beat yourself up if you want to beat yourself up. But then it's about, right, how do we get you back on track so that you don't make that same mistake again? Healing creates freedom from repeating old stories. I cannot say to you, healing my inner child. And like I said at the beginning, my inner child is not perfect. She's still a naughty little minx. She loves to be sassy. She loves to be outspoken. She loves to run still on occasions, not too often. You know, let's be real, guys. I've been living still for the last, 10 months now. I think I'm doing really good with no running away. But my point is, like, I have never felt more free. And actually, it links to my Instagram live that I did this morning. I have felt more content with where I am in my life right now than I've ever felt in my life. And don't get me wrong, I have reasons to run away right now. I really do. But you know what? I don't need to run anymore. I don't need to run. I'm happy. I'm good. My life is, honestly, I don't believe in perfection, but I believe my life is perfect for me. I really do. I know it can get better. And I know that there's so many things that I'm yet to achieve. And I'm so freaking up for doing those things. But right now, for me, my lot is perfect. How many of you guys can say that? I hope you can. I hope all of you can. And if you can't say it right now, I hope it comes to you soon. So the core practices of inner child healing has to be step number 1, as I always say, awareness. Step number 2, compassion. Give love for that inner child. Don't berate it. You know, this is the beautiful conversation that we had over the weekend was, yeah, you can be angry with yourself. Yes, you can be annoyed for making that choice. But hey, hang on a minute. Give yourself love. You were doing the best that you could at that time. And okay, you fucked up. Drop the F-bomb, as B said, I'm not going to swear. But actually, you're doing okay. Come back. Let's get back to it. Let's go forwards. Empowerment, and let's go. Step number 3 is about reparenting. It's about you parenting your inner child from the adult that you are. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate that. It's honestly how I feel. I feel so happy. My life is perfect, you know. So thank you. I really appreciate that. I appreciate the love that you guys are giving me. I really, really do, on Facebook and YouTube. So how do you want to parent that inner child? Like, what would you do if it was your child? And this is the beautiful exercise that I do when my little girl's misbehaving and she wants to create mayhem and run away. I go to my knees and I'm like, hey, babe, come here. Let me give you a hug. Because that's what I'd do if that was my child having a temper tantrum. I'd sit on the floor and I'd get connected and I'd look eye to eye and I'd understand what was going on. And then the 4th stage of inner child healing is obviously what I'm going to be doing on Wednesday, which is around embodiment. It's around using the breath, using meditation, using movement, using songs, using whatever it is to get the trapped energy released from your body. Very, very important. Healing is not about fixing. And I really want you to hear this, guys. Healing is never about fixing. And if somebody says, I can heal you, they're talking bullshit. You know, you guys come to my events. Absolutely, I can give you the tools to heal. But unless you're open to healing, you ain't going to heal. You're not going to heal. The only reason I was managed to heal the tumours from my womb is I truly believed with every cell in my body that I had the capacity to do it. That's the only reason it happened. Literally the only reason it happened for me. So remember, healing isn't about fixing. It's about loving the parts of you that were never fully seen or heard. Love that. Love that, Gabs. So Gabs, I think you're coming to Soul School in November. This will be a big thing. There will, like, lots of energy will be shifted because of the movement, because of the meditations, because of the breath that we're going to do. Very, very important. Obviously, we can do some other stuff on our calls. It's really important that when we talk about healing, in fact, the video that I did, I think it was 2 weeks ago, about commanding the body to heal. This is a really good one to go back to. The inner child often holds the root of the pain, the root of the emotional trauma that has been created, which has got the dis-ease attached to it. Please let me know if this is making sense, guys, because I'm bringing in lots of things and talking about different videos and stuff. So please let me know that you guys are keeping up with this. Hopefully you are. So what do? I connect with my inner child daily without fail. I've become much better at it in the last couple of months. I'm going to be honest with you. Every morning and every evening, I have a conversation, like a physical conversation with my inner child. Now, I'm not saying you have to do this. I'm just saying that's where I'm at the moment. I'm very much in a space of, I want to make sure that what's going on in the inner workings of my body is working for me. Okay, so you can literally pop one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly. And you can just say something along the lines of, I see you. I love you. You're safe with me. Something as simple as that. I tend to go, hey, what is it that you need in this now moment from me? To know that you are safe, to know that you are loved, and to know that you are well. What is it that you need? Now, I'm very lucky that I can connect very deeply to this. If you're somebody who's at the start of your journey, or maybe you can't connect that deeply right now, just have the conversation of, I see you, I feel you, I love you. Because you will start to get a connection and you will start to be able to actually have that conversation. Recognize when you are being triggered. Notice when you feel disproportionately upset, rejected, or abandoned. And I mean disproportionately. Like, a lot of us have normalized a disproportionate feeling. Okay. Instead of reacting, ask yourself, how do I feel right now? What does this part of me need in this moment? This turns painful triggers into doorways for healing. Oh, I love that for you, Rosie. So Rosie on YouTube has put, Lucy, commanding the body to heal video. I have released so much, maybe many years of trapped energy, and I'm still doing this. Thank you. You are so welcome, babe. This is why I put this content out there. It's free for you guys. You can access it all the time. And this is why I do it. I'm not doing it because of numbers. You know, my numbers have gone down a whole heap on YouTube. I don't know what's happened. I'm probably not playing the algorithm game or something, but I don't care. I put this out so that you guys can get what you need to get and you can heal in the way that you need to heal. And I just share what I've done. It's not some magical thing that is, you know, a pot or a potion or something. Like, it's literally stuff that I have done. So I'm really glad it works for you, Rosie. Thanks for that confirmation. Like, look at where you need to reparent. You can look at one unmet childhood need. So, for example, safety, play, encouragement, worth, any of these things. And then go and give it to yourself intentionally. If you need safety, create some calming rituals, whether it's breath or bath or grounding or walking or nature. Like, I have to give myself calming rituals every day because I ask for safety. Why do you think I'm out there stomping 20,000 steps a day? Because my safety is nature. My calm is out there. There is a reason I moved to the forest, trust me. If you need play, i.e. fun, schedule something fun, schedule something silly, schedule something where you can let your hair down and be that person. If you need encouragement, write yourself a letter. One of the girls in Self-Love Club did a post yesterday and she was like, oh my God, I feel amazing and I've done this and I've done that. And I'm like, right, save that for the days that you feel crap. She was like, oh wow, I didn't think of doing that. Really important. Write yourself a note where you literally talk life into yourself. I do this in my journal every day. People always say to me, what the heck are you writing about in there? Like, what on earth do you have to speak about? And let me tell you straight, I am writing what a badass I am, how amazing I am, how beautiful I am, how lucky I am, how grateful I am, how healthy I am. You know, it's so important that you do this. Another really powerful tool that anybody can do now, today, tonight, tomorrow, whenever, write a letter to your younger self. Do it in your journal. Start it with something like, dear younger me, or dear little me, or dear young Lucy, whatever. And then speak to yourself as if you are speaking to your younger child. Offer compassion. Offer forgiveness. Offer love. And then once you've written it, somebody like me needs to type it because otherwise none of us will ever understand it again. Read it out loud to yourself. You're literally telling yourself what you need to hear in your own voice. You're speaking it out loud. Just allow yourself to feel the freedom. Just allow yourself to feel what that could gift you. Who's up for doing a quick little process before I close? Just a quick little one. Okay, give yourself a little shake off, ladies and gents. Give it a little shake off. Take a deep breath in. And a big breath out. Let go of all of that. A big deep sigh. And then just when you're ready, just close your eyes. I know you guys love my little processes. And I love the fact that you've got goosebumps and tears. That's just beautiful. So just breathe and just have your eyes closed. I would love you in your mind's eye to picture your younger self. Just see yourself there as a younger version of you. Now see yourself as today, kneeling down and meeting them at eye level. Just look at how beautiful they are. Look at how perfect they are. Yeah, you might see the fear or the hurt or the shame. Look past that. Just look at the divine perfection in them. In your mind's eye, repeat after me. You are saying this to your younger self. You are safe. You are loved. I will never, ever leave you. In your mind's eye, see yourself give your younger self a big hug. Give them a big kiss on the cheek or on the forehead or wherever you feel is appropriate. And allow this to anchor and embody this gift. You are no longer powerless. You have adult tools, awareness, and choice. You are both the child and the caretaker now. Take a deep breath in. Hold it for 3. And really sigh it out. Open your eyes for me. How are you feeling? Was it nice to see your younger self? Was it nice to connect with them? How did they look? How did they feel? How did they smell? That simple little exercise you can do at any time. Anytime you would like. Oh, I love that. So we've got tears, we've got cutie chops, we've got I'm so in love with her. I really know that feeling, Lizzie. Those words are coming out of my mouth all the time at the moment. I am so in love with her. It's beautiful. I love that. Heather is feeling beautiful. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Please, I love it. She's so beautiful and looked so confused, got goosebumps. Beautiful. Well done, guys. I felt she was fiery, cheeky, but also calm. Love that for you, Rosie. I really, really do. So, ladies and gents, we've raised the roof on inner child. We've raised the roof as to why we feel so controlled. I mean, I often say to people, like, sometimes I feel possessed. I feel like I'm possessed by something that isn't even me, but it is me. It is me. Ask yourself the questions, and please take these to your journal. What did I need as a child that I didn't get? How does my inner child show up in my adult life? And what can I do this week to nurture that part of me? It's time for us to stop blaming, stop finger pointing, and start taking action. We are adults. We have the tools of both the child and the adult. It's now very important that we lean in and we allow this to unfold even deeper than ever before. If you would like to go really deep, and I mean really deep, with the inner child, if you go to the description field of this video, you can sign up to join us for the meditation on Wednesday. It is 7 till 9 p.m. UK time. I promise you, I'm not going to do a typical Lucy and go on for 4 hours. I'm going to stick to the program and I'm actually going to get you guys shifting very, very quickly. There will be breath work, there will be meditation, and there will be healing. Okay. I would love for you guys. I love some of the comments that you've put. Vincent has put, he reminds me to be playful and stop being serious. I love that for you, Vincent. That's been a massive memo for me in the last 12 months. So I love the fact that you've got that memo as well. We do get super serious and we do need to lighten up. You know, we really do. So if you want to go deeper with your inner child, please, please, please join us on Wednesday, the 24th of September, 7 till 9 p.m. Please continue to share your experiences in the chat. Just remember, you are safe, you are loved, and you are more than enough. I'm excited to say that 40% of the tickets for Soul School in November have already sold in a week. So I don't even think it's been a week yet since the tickets have been out. So yeah, I just want you guys to know, if you would like to join us on Wednesday, Veronica's very, very kindly just put the link in on Facebook for us. It's also in the description field of these videos on both YouTube and Facebook. But likewise, if you want to come to Soul School is going to be a game changer. Soul School is all about creating miracles, like literal miracles. We're going to really create new timelines of miracles, and I'm going to show you what is absolutely possible for your life. So if you want to join us, like I say, we only put tickets out on sale last week and 40% of them have gone already. So please do not miss the opportunity to join us in the beautiful New Forest, in the powerful energies on the 29th of November. With that, I'd like to close. Thank you so much for being here today. I love you guys to the moon and stars, and I really do hope to see as many of you on the meditation on Wednesday and also at Soul School in November, guys. I look forward to be back with you next Monday, guys. Love you guys to the moon and stars. Ciao, ciao for now. Thanks for being here, guys. Take care.